never break your pride. Don't believe what they tell you. They try to sell you. When dreams died, plans fell through. They can never break your pride. They can never take your pride.
Welcome to the Topics. I'm Adrian Stewart, and today I'm honored to be joined by Jirapan Jayasan and Tom Kusupon, our most outspoken guests. We start off by following up on some of the interesting topics from the previous shows. First off, Tom, did anyone call you? Did the Red Bull family call you?
Well, let's recap a little bit. So
we talked about
last week. We talked about the police officer.
That's right, the police officer and
tragically lost his life to the carelessness of the young Red Bull heir, and his family was offered a settlement of 3 million baht.
Yeah, and Tom said not to take the settlement because it was not enough.
Not only that, I said that they should call me.
And
I would actually I would actually offer them 4 million baht not to take the settlement.
So did anyone call you?
Nobody called me, so I guess they must be happy with the settlement. And a police officer's life in Thailand is only worth 3 million baht.
Now we know the price.
Sad. So sad.
Now we know the
right. So be careful, all you police officers out there. There's a price tag on your head. It's only 3 million baht.
Okay, we also talked about the A380, this new big plane from Thai Airways, and apparently a lot of people are going to Hong Kong on this new big plane. Are they going to buy the iPhone, or are they going to visit someone there?
Well, there's a lot to do in Hong Kong. I think you can just take a weekend,
and
go
you're so
shopping.
Cynical, Adrian.
Are you going Hong Kong?
Am I going to Hong Kong this weekend? No, I'm not going to Hong Kong because, with Kun Plot Prasop now out there saying that Thailand will flood tremendously. But again, this show will air after we see whether or not there is a flood. I'm preparing for it again. So I'm preparing for the flood, making sure my house is taken care of, my cars are driven away. And obviously, as you can see, again, no socks, right?
Okay.
Thank you, Kun Plot Prasop, for telling me so I don't have to wear socks.
Okay.
But boy, why are people in Hong Kong this week?
Well, they probably have many reasons, to go shopping, to buy some iPhone, new iPhone, because apparently some of the MPs are saying...
about 20 MPs from the Northeast apparently claim that they are flying to see Mr. Thaksin.
Well, we don't know. We'll talk about this on another on a topic that you're going to raise in a little bit, correct?
Yeah, well, the A380 must be really popular. Everyone wants to get on the plane, right? It's now flying to Hong Kong and to Singapore. So.
I just want you to know, after the show that we did on the Thai Airways service, I was actually on a Thai Airway flight to Malaysia just 2 days ago. And I'll tell you.
And you didn't have television on it, right?
No, I actually did have.
Oh, you were in business
That didn't
class.
bother. What did bother me is the waitress. Well, I don't waitress.
Stewardess.
I can't call her waitress.
Flight attendant.
No, she's a waitress in the air. Look, stewardess is just another name for a waitress in the air, right? And I just wish that the Thai waitresses here, would actually just like their jobs, You're supposed to service me. I pay money to be on your plane. Smile. We are called the land of smile. You are, I'm sorry, airline. Is it airline stewardess now? Is that what you call it?
Flight attendant.
Flight attendant. Okay. /
Attend to your duties.
Please, then, attend to your duties. When I ask for a glass of water, please try to get it for me before the plane lands in Bangkok. Thank you very much.
We also look at the topic on what has been called Dr. Death. The doctor who has actually he's not been charged for murder yet because they actually found 3 skeletons in his farm. But they have not identified the skeletons yet. Apparently, the first DNA test did not show the skeletons belonging to the missing persons. So they're now going to actually have it redone by Chulalongkorn University.
Yes.
And he's not yet been charged for murder, but no bail has been allowed. So did you have anything to say on this Dr. Death? What do you think about this case?
Well, I do feel for the missing, the parents of the missing victims, and I think they're asking for justice. So whether it will be, through the media, I think the media would be a good push, for them to get justice, and at the same time for the authorities who are in charge of the forensic findings to do the job,
No, there were suspicions that it was done at the police hospital, and there would possibly be some cover-up. So we are glad that it's doing
they are covered up
now.
The skeletons have been covered up by dirt.
Okay.
Right?
Talking about covered up, So we talk
By the
about.
way, I have no skeletons, okay?
Yeah.
Only
No,
the ones
none in
my
your
In the
closet.
closet.
Only in my closet. Those are where my skeletons are. And by the way, I want to point out what Kun Jirapon has just said, right? And I appreciate what Adrian's doing at the beginning of the show, which is following up on what we had reported. I wish that more Thai media would do the same thing.
right,
It's important that you report a story and you follow up on it, but it's also very important for our viewers to help follow up on it. Don't let these people off the hook by not caring about it, okay? Forget the words, mai pen rai. Everything is pen rai.
Penrai means
Means
it
it
means
matters.
something. Yeah, it
It matters, okay?
It matters. Right. So we talk about covering up. So
Okay?
block sewers. We talk about the sewers and how during the heavy rain, the flood, the waters were not going out. And now this month in October, we were told that there will be two big storms that were hit.
What's
One will
what's
hit
the
now.
first one's name? Gangmi? Gangne?
Gammy?
Gangnam?
Not
Is it the
Gangnam
Gangnam
Style.
form?
And another
Well,
one.
hope it wouldn't be a Gangnam style flood again.
So now the BMA, also the Democrats are saying that, you know, the concrete blocks and the sand that was found in the sewers were placed there by someone.
You know,
This politics is getting in the way of
you
solving
know,
the problem.
I think the Democrats should just start being a good opposition and stop, you know, just coming up with these incredible
you know, but Tom,
and far-fetched theory.
Tom, I don't think it's just about the, you know, they're not doing their jobs. I think there's just too much distrust between the two parties. No one, you know, believes that the other guy is trying to do any good.
That's
There's
politics.
too much
Yeah, that's
distrust. Too much. It's
politics.
too much.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, over.
Camera, tell them. Tell them.
Okay,
Your
tell
chance.
who?
Tell them.
Please get to work.
That's it. That's
Please
all I'm
get
going
to
to
work.
say.
Look, we don't
Both
want
sides.
We
Both
don't,
sides.
We don't want to see Bangkok flooded or drowned or anyone drowning, right,
That's
during
right.
these two storms. So clear the drains. Do whatever you need. Work together.
My dream picture, you know, would be to have Kun Apisit and Kun Yin Lak hold hands, sing Kumbaya, go down in the drains, clean it up together, and have a good time. That, to me, would be something of a October
It will be
miracle.
something very beautiful.
Yeah, let's
It will
do
be
that.
something very
How about together they can? Okay.
Leading on to something about beauty, but a bit sad. The presenter model who was actually in a coma for about 2 weeks after she got a injection from an unauthorized or even not even a
What
trained
unauthorized? He's a
professional.
quack.
Yeah. So unfortunately, she passed away.
Yeah,
Right.
that's sad.
And who's to blame? Is this murder? Is this manslaughter? Is this death by accident? What's going to happen? What's going to happen to that guy, Dr. Pop?
He's not, first of all, he's not a doctor.
Yeah, we addressed that. You know, in Thailand, everyone's a doctor. Everyone's a more. Even the more, know what?
Well, there's a difference between the medical doctor and the, you know.
Okay, so he's not a medical doctor.
He's not medical. He's not a licensed anything, you know. So he's basically has done this illegally, and charges has been brought against him.
Has he been charged? What
Yeah,
has he
he's been charged
for.
for,
Is he in the lockup or is he on bail or?
I think additional charges has been made against him. The problem is that the charges will be that, you know, it will be endanger the life and then, you know, through recklessness. But at the same time, my concern is that, you know, authorities should clamp down on you know, the clinics that are doing these practices illegally using, you know, unlicensed practitioners. So those, I think that's the lessons learned these days, that, you know, for those who want to have anything done, plastic surgery or whatever, you know, consult the physicians, consult the authorized person, consult, you know, the hospitals. And
It's not worth to save money and go to
no,
these
no,
quacks.
no. Because it's very dangerous, and then look at, you know, what happened, you know, a girl.
It'll cost your life.
Yeah, a girl ended up being dead, and then I'm sure there's a lot of unreported incidents that, you know, the girls, I mean, a lot of people have fallen victims of this recklessness. And
Okay. That's very, very good advice to keep in mind. So, you know, make sure you go to accredited institutions for your treatment.
Let me say something. Make sure you love your own body.
Your life.
Make sure you love yourself enough that you don't have to go to get plastic surgery or to go to these quacks, okay? But as Jiraporn said, if you do have to go because you dislike your body or your look so much, because you have no sense of worth about yourself, and you have to go get plastic surgery, then at least go to one. Okay, that is certified.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And let me leave one last point. Please, all the ladies out there, please don't, like eat or drink any vitamins that is like, gonna lighten your skin. It's
It doesn't work. I don't
Black
think it
power.
works.
Black power.
Okay, we need to go for a break now. When we come back, we'll be addressing this month's most controversial topics. See you later.
They can never break your pride.